You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video. Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. Something to me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you into the Let's Play episode of Changeling Tale, Jessie's Path. So guys, I think this might be the conclusion of this particular path. I think this might wrap up the alternate ending. So guys, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Please sit back and enjoy for the next 18 minutes while I entertain you. And let's jump right in. Alarm 10, you are up, and let's go. Okay. He said to meet him at the Strathcarron station this afternoon, if we so choose. Can we trust him? Truthfully, I'm not sure. But at this point, what's there to lose? If Walter offers us a shady deal, we drop him like a hot potato. Oh, really? Look at you with your slang. I picked it up from a lady friend. I approve. Truly, we have options. We have legs. We'll walk home if need be. We also have money. Enough stowed away for a rainy day or two. This is just the next step. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. That's for sure. Our mutual eagerness to escape is now palpable, but I dread saying goodbye to Gran. The thought of leaving family must be on Jessie's mind, too. Should we go to your house first, to speak with Agnes? Probably, but do you think we'll find your father there, too? No, I imagine he's drinking himself silly at the pub. We'll cross that bridge when we need to. And we'll cross it together. The wind picks up and carries us toward the farm. By good fortune, we pass no other people, not a soul in sight. I avert my eyes when I see a steel trap open and ready. The battleground we leave won't have closure, but it also won't contain us. Inhaling the morning dew and the sour scent of the salty coast is like breathing in heaven. Just to be alive is truly the greatest gift. When I lean into Jessie's neck to steal a kiss, I detect the strong oaky smell of last night's perfume. Perhaps I'm living through the lens of survival, but the smell is the best I've ever taken in. I feel it travel through my nose, throat, and lungs, and hold it in as long as I can. Lover boy. When we reach Gran's house, the front door is partly ajar. I looked at Jessie before opening the door with bated breath. Hello? Oh, okay. Malcolm! The old mare's eyes, wet with tears, go wide at the sight of my blood-stained jacket. Oh, my boy! My Gran hurries over to me and clings like she'll never let go. Goodness, are you hurt? I'll fetch a doctor. I'm fine. It looks a lot worse than it is. Once I entered my home as a child, then a so-called hero. This time a survivor, ready to announce another departure. Gran feels so sturdy and frail all at once. It will devastate her that I am leaving. You look like a ghost. What happened? Malcolm, have you seen... Aww. I think his name was Soap, was it? Soap? I think that's what... No. Bread. No. Was it bread? Toast. Toast. Okay. As Jessie steps through the door behind me, little Toast leaps out from under the table and into her arms. I don't know where the fuck I got Soap from. Jessie? Sis! Jessie's sister's eyes light up, and they rush over and scoop her into a great hug. Gee, it's good to see you too. Agnes and I are soon enveloped by their embrace as well, as many happy tears are had before we all collect ourselves and sit down as a family. Marion can't take her eyes off our bedraggled clothes. Lord have mercy, Jessie, what happened to your dress? It's torn to ribbons, are you all right? Before Jessie can answer, Marion lowers her voice to a whisper. Were you attacked by the monster? I looked at the other women with a raised eyebrow. Had no one let Marion in on what had happened, on Jessie's secret. At this point, I'm not sure we should dispel Marion's blissful unawareness of the situation, but it's Jessie's decision to make. It's a long story, but don't you worry about the monster, Marion. I think it's gone. Gone? Do you mean gone for now? Grace. Jessie sneaks in a sly wink, which prompts a sigh of relief from both Agnes and Grace, but the flick of Jessie's eyes isn't subtle enough to slip by Marion's scrutiny. Is there something you're not telling me? We had a wild night. A tale best saved for another time. The table is silent as Marion squints at each of us for a moment, trying to suss out unspoken truths, but none of us crack beneath her gaze. Well, while you were having your wild night on the town, you will never guess who showed up at our doorstep. A ghost? May as well have been. It was Father. He looked as bedraggled as you two. Said he'd seen monsters. That's why I asked. Marion's face pales. Father kept mumbling nonsense, having fits of hysterics. There was blood. He told us to get out of the house. 'Twasn't ours, he kept saying. Sounded like a madman, if you ask me. No one asked you. There's something wrong with him. He needs help. Jessie snorts. There's certainly something wrong with him. How can you joke? That's our father. Marion is wound up, upset, and sensed another sisterly argument brewing, but it doesn't come. There's nothing left to quarrel over. Marion, I'm not welcome here anymore. The eldest MacLeod sister is taken aback. What do you mean? Grace puts a hand on Marion's knee and Toast gives it a lap. Marion, Father was at the pub last night. He blew up at Jessie. A lot happened. Wait, what? Marion, listen to me. I've been disowned. The words are blunt, heavy. They echo in the stunned silence. Gran takes Jessie's hand and squeezes it tight. My dear, I'm so sorry. But what did you expect? Blunt words met with blunt words. Jessie's face falls. I'm sorry, I know it sounds callous, but you knew he would never approve of your act. He didn't react appropriately, Marion. But think of what he's been through. I'm sure he didn't mean it. Please understand. Father must be traumatized. He's home now, though. He will change with time. We can... She smiles desperately. We can be a family again. For a moment, no one responds. Marion has worked so hard to hold her family together, clinging to the hope that things could somehow return to how they were. But if she'd seen what we'd seen, she would know there's no going back now. It breaks my heart. It's not Father. I'm truly sorry, Marion, but I have to go. The eldest sister looks devastated, and Gran looks to me with growing realization. This wasn't at all how I wanted to break the news to her. What's going on? I feel left out, left behind. I'm scared. Will no one tell me anything? Tears stream down Marion's cheeks. Gran seems on the verge of weeping, too. My mind is made up, but I don't know if my soul can bear both women begging us to stay. Gran finally opens her mouth to speak. Sometimes when a choice is too difficult, God makes the decision for us. I still don't understand. Jessie doesn't want to leave us, but she needs to be elsewhere. It's the path she must follow, the open road ahead of her, one where she is safe. Loved ones oft depart, but hopefully one day they can return. Jessie looks between me and Gran and nods. Thank you for understanding, Agnes. I'd better find some fresh clothes and pack my things. Will you two help me? What things? You've nothing here. Grace nudges Marion and gets her to understand it's a time for private discussion among siblings. I thought Jessie might want to leave quickly, sis, so I packed up some of her things before we came. Let's see what's left in the other room. She means my bedroom, but won't say in front of Gran, as if any of that nonsense matters at all right now. Prescient as always. Thanks, Grace. The sisters roll Toast off of Marion's lap and exit to leave me with Gran, who has finally succumbed to tears. I have to say goodbye again, don't I? It won't be for too long, I promise. Just enough for the dust to settle here, for the rumours and anger to subside. The rosy promise feels far-fetched even to me. Gran looks at me wistfully with a delicate smile on her face. Grace thought Jessie's performance was just marvellous. She told us all about how many people came and just how special it was. Your lady friend's a star through and through, and I can't wait to see her act in the big city, if these old bones can make the journey. It'll be a sight to behold, I know that. Malcolm, you and Jessie have been, well, a couple. I've imagined things. I've wondered what I would have done if your grandfather had wanted to leave this little village, our little haven. Or what if I dreamed of being in moving pictures, living a life of fame and fortune? Oh, could you imagine your grand's name up there on marquee lights? Ridiculous, eh? Hardly. You're a star in my book as well. Oh, stop. My point is, I think I would follow love. Whether it be my husband's dream or mine, it is as much my love as theirs. Once life is shared, all is shared. My body releases a tension I didn't notice I was holding. I'm relieved Gran has warmed to the idea of me joining Jessie on her adventures. Just don't forget your own dreams. You're both allowed to have them. My dreams. Since coming home, I'd hardly had time to think ahead of what I want. But today's events had given me some clarity. I want peace and a fresh start with a loving woman. A woman who I want to see succeed. Thank you, Gran. Someday I'll have dreams beyond Jessie's. I know I will. Right now, I just want to see her thrive. That is my dream. Our dream. Gran's eyes well up again, and I know her heart is with me, as mine is forever with hers.
Will you be alright while I'm gone?
No, wrong voice. You'll be alright while I'm gone. I visit often, or if you like, I'll send for you. You can join us.
Oh dear, I'm not an invalid. I'm old, that's all. I'll manage. I have the girls here. She has me.
The youngest MacLeod girl re-emerges from my room and places her hands on Gran's shoulders.
I'm happy to live with Agnes, to help with whatever she needs.
Grace's sudden enthusiasm for helping catches me off guard. I expect Gran to object, but she is all smiles.
We'll enjoy a cordial or two after a long day, won't we?
It dawns on me this arrangement had been previously discussed, undoubtedly during one of the long nights I spent away with Jessie instead of at home where I probably belong.
I fear you may be burned with my sister too. I don't picture Marion returning home should father really kick us out. Your father has many things, but he's not evil. Marion is right. Give him time to himself, and he'll come around.
I'm not sure I agree, but keep silent on the matter. It does put me at ease knowing that Gran will have a family to protect her. I feel more love in this home today than I've ever felt before. Can't thank you enough, Grace.
I'm the one who is thankful. I have so many people looking out for me.
Gran's face faces me again and furrows her brow.
And you, young man, what will you do in the city?
Your guess is as good as mine. I'll be cheering on my very talented lady friend and try to find work by her side, I suppose.
You'd make an excellent barkeep. You're a good listener and always have a friendly smile on your face.
Do I? I never thought about that.
You have the sweetest face I've ever seen.
Jessie joins us again, looking much more comfortable in her street clothes. You obviously haven't looked in a mirror lately. Marion quietly emerges last, looking introspective but no longer distraught, so a small part of me wonders what was said to reassure her. But mostly I marvel at just how supportive we all are for each other. Two families become one. My family. When will we reunite again? I may be unable to read the sky, but I know it's written in the stars. Jessie squeezes my hand.
I think it's time.
It doesn't take long to change clothes and gather my belongings, which are scarce. While doing so, I calculate the cost of train travel to and from Craig, as I'll need to return often. Grace and Marion can help run the farm, but I need to be here to assist from time to time. It's a pipe dream ahead of us, and I'm not oblivious to reality. I chuckle to myself. Reality is I could never stay away for long. I would miss them all too much. I take our bags and Jessie holds the door for me. I've been home less than a year and off I go again. Gran gives me one final hug.
You're coming back here. It meant everything to me. Thank you for showing me that magic still exists in this world. And don't you dare let that magic get you into any more trouble.
I won't, Gran.
Farewell, my boy.
Not farewell, only see you later. That's like me. I don't believe in goodbyes. I always think that we'll meet the people we love again, somehow, somewhere. I think that people who are drawn to each other will always end up finding each other again. I don't dwell on my disappointment or despair, as the pain will burn too deeply. I'm with the woman I love, and we are off on an unimaginable adventure.
Don't fret, Agnes. I'll take good care of him.
From the stable comes Grace pulling a reluctant Hazel.
Oof! Thought you might want to say goodbye to your faithful steed.
Oh yes, I'll miss you most of all, Hazel. Help the girls keep this farm in ship shape, and don't you worry, you'll be in capable hands. Hands far more capable than mine, her look tells me. She rubs against Grace, who laughs.
Yes, we'll get along swimmingly, I think. It's a good thing I'm leaving. There's not room enough for two divas in this town. Just don't forget us when you become a big star, sis. Never. How could I forget all the little people?
Jessie tussles her little sister's head, reminding her of her stature.
Hey! When you get to the city, remember, your family will always be here for you when you need us.
My eyes get watery again. Gran and Marion look like mother hens whose chicks are about to leave the nest.
Thank you, truly. I couldn't have asked for better fans.
Jessie turns to me.
We have a hike ahead of us to get to the train station. Shall we? Wait!
Oh, 1 second. Get some hair in my eye. Get the hair out of my eye here. Marion sets toast on the ground and runs into the house, returning a moment later with a basket. She rushes over to Jessie.
2 loaves of honey bread and a jar of burdock root jam. For the road.
Jessie hugs her sister and Marion begins sobbing.
Please come back soon. Please. I will. Marion, you have so much love. Never stop giving it to everyone.
Even when they don't deserve it, I want to say. But I bite my tongue and try to stay positive. And take good care of Toast. The dog yaps and dances around our feet, oblivious to the bittersweet pain that is eating at all of us. One last round of goodbyes, and Jessie and I start down the road. Excitement and trepidation spin around in my belly. With our entire lives packaged in tow, we walk cautiously into a new beginning. Our bags are surprisingly light, considering they carry everything we need to start anew. Nonetheless, when we reach the top of the hill outside town, I must pause to catch my breath. The road we walk forks here. Any other day we might take the track into town to get goods from the market or a libation at the Stag and Nanny. But today we will travel down the path that takes us around town, far away from prying eyes and pitchforks.
What is it?
It's finally sinking in that I may be looking at the village where I grew up for the last time in a long while. I think I'll miss this little town. The serenity and quiet of the open highlands, too.
I bet you won't miss the back-breaking work.
That's true. I won't miss the terror we faced either. What about you? Will you miss this village?
I miss my sisters, Bulgaria, your gran, but the village? No. I never felt welcome here. I guess it was never big enough for me.
I see the blaze in her, the passion that drives her. If she feels any fear or pain for what we leave behind, it is well hidden beneath her shining eyes. Jessie takes my hands in hers.
This town gave me you, though. For that, I am thankful.
As am I.
This is it, Malcolm. This is our time.
I nod, my heart pounding. Our time. I'm ready, Jessie. I'm ready for a new beginning. We take the first steps down the road away from the town. Finally free. Boundless. Held back only by our dreams, well, finances. For the first time in a long while, I smile not out of lust, raw energy, a drunken frivolity, but out of relief. The simple relief of a fresh start. There are yet unknowns. I wonder about my new abilities, about potentially being able to change. What control do I really have? I need Jessie with me always to transition to and from a wolf. What could possibly trigger a reaction? All unanswered questions. Futile questions. Because I have for everything under my power. There are a million more things I have no say over, no control whatsoever. I don't dwell on the concerns. Perhaps I am love drunk, being willfully ignorant, or simply being whisked away for greater things. But what I do know is that I am off for a new life. With my new family. A sudden thought stops me in my tracks. You know, Jessie, city folk might ask if we're married.
A thought had crossed my mind. And what should we tell them?
Pop the question. Do it! I suppose we could, rectify that.
Don't you dare propose to me, Malcolm Campbell. Not on the most exhausting day of my life. I simply want to know if we have a story.
In that case, I say we're married, no children. Your ring, well...
Let's not overthink it. I just wanted you to know that I'm the marrying kind, that's all.
She winks at me, a handful of searing, gorgeous energy. All mine. If she's to be my wife... When she's my wife, I dare say. I'll have quite a handful. Whew! Now that that's out of the way, we can move on to more important things. Yes! Ha! Nice! In one swift movement, I scoop her up and into a deep kiss. When her lips part, Jessie lets out a surprised, excited laugh. Her joy is palpable. I laugh along, riding the roller coaster of life, ready to let the new adventure begin.
Oh, you sweetheart. Come on, Malcolm, let's go.
I kiss her hard once more. Life is starting again. After giving Actor Craig a wide berth, we arrive at Strathcarn with little time to spare. A train is already in the station, taking all passengers. Along the way, Jessie was abuzz with questions about Walter. I love seeing her so excited after the tidal wave of disaster we just rode through. It's nice to have hope again. Alright, I think I'm going to pause it right here. I think we've got enough content for the next episode, guys. Yep, we should have probably about 10 minutes of content for the next episode. I'd say that's enough. I've got some things I gotta get done. But yeah. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. The next episode will be the last one for this particular path. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, leave a super thanks, or a tip if you can, it always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!